This is Gary Butterfield.
This is Cole Ross.
And this is Monster, my podcast.
And these are Jermlaine Gremlins.
There's a monster in my podcast.
Look at this illustration. What's going on the back of this guy's left leg?
I think that it's his, like, he's scratching the back of his knee.
Oh, I think you're probably right.
Yeah, no, his arm's like stretching back behind his little pike. And yeah, he's back there just kind of like, oh, he's getting some real good top calf action.
Those didn't read his fingers to me. It looked like he just had like a reverse knee thing.
He had a little tumor popping out.
If in like a human centipede situation, what if somebody like kidnapped you and just gave you kneecaps on the back as well?
So I couldn't walk?
Yeah, you just say, well, you'd walk around like a weird like Nutcracker man.
I mean, I'd be walking around like a taller Cotton Hill.
Yeah,
is what would happen. Yeah, no,
that's my first thought when I saw this.
Yeah, my first thought when I saw this was, what a sloppy illustration.
It's pretty sloppy.
Yeah,
it's my boy doing it, so it's like it's got the like rich detail and stuff.
Right. But yeah,
there's some slop in the line.
Oh, I mean, there's lots of slop in the gut too. I like the slop in the gut. That's funny. But
sure.
Yeah,
makes sense. These things are pretty disgusting.
Yeah,
like you think they wear clothes, but it's just they're like Shar-Peis.
Yep.
Like
it's like no, they have
lots of extra skin.
Yeah, they've got 2.5 persons worth of skin. You know, what makes it look like he's going to the gym. Ooh, go ahead, Gary.
Cool. Or instead of them having because these things are only 2 feet tall. Imagine somebody put a spell on you and just your organs, bones, and muscles shrank, but your skin didn't.
Oh, geez.
That's what these things are.
Yeah. Ooh. What is that? What is that loincloth made out of?
Not skin.
Yep. Okay. Cool. Oh, that's his pubes.
His belly pubes.
Yeah, and his ass pubes.
Yeah,
hanging down from the back. Okay.
Yeah, that ass pubes thing is pretty rough.
What do ass pubes disgust you, Gary?
Yeah.
Okay. So these guys, they don't really have a language. When they speak, they also have when they speak, they've got they just sound like bats or rats. So
yeah, they're like little rat lords. Yeah. It's like how I'm playing Dishonored 2. Like they're little kings of the rats, which I can get down with. There's kind of for like this getting 2 pages. There's almost not really enough here.
There really isn't.
I was expecting a lot more. Like they're little thieves. They're vile little dickheads. You know, like so many of these things.
They have Napoleon complexes.
Yes, yeah. That's kind of their hook. Like they're upset that other humanoids get more respect and stuff to them because they're a distant offshoot of gnomes. Mm-hmm. Which what does that say about the rest of the gremlins? Like this is a subset of gremlins. We call this thing just a Jermlaine, but it's Gremlin, Jermlaine.
Well, what? so what does that say about the one gnome who fucked a gremlin?
Yeah. Charlie.
Yeah.
So,
but they're scavengers like the mites are.
Yeah.
You know,
they're very similar to mites, except like just kind of grosser and like has more skin.
Yeah.
I was waiting this entire time for them to say that some of them ride on giant rats.
Oh yeah, because they're rat buddies.
And they have giant rats with them. The line just never happens though. Like I'm like furiously edging to imagine one of these things like riding a giant rat. And also, so they're 2 feet tall and they can throw these darts 120 yards. Isn't that a long throw?
Yeah, that's
like I have no conception of what 120 yards is, but that's pretty long, right?
I mean, it's longer than a football field. It's 1/5 longer than a football field.
Yeah, that's bonkers.
Yeah,
this guy's got hoop dreams. There's hoops in football, right?
Yeah, no, it's what they have to throw the football through.
Yeah, but
yeah,
they kind of they have a dungeon ecology element to them too, which is kind of interesting. Where like they just like clean up dungeons.
Yeah,
which is a little bit frustrating because that's what gelatinous cubes do as well.
Yeah, and also carrion crawlers. Like they're all kinds of janitors. But I have to say, of the ones we've seen so far, this is the most janitor-esque.
He does look like a janitor. Like if you put some coveralls on this guy, he could like walk in. Man, there was a guy in our high school.
The buff is not a toy.
But no, check this. So in our high school, our janitor, guy who had some kind of, was not mentally all there. So I feel a little bit bad about this. But his whole thing, so he looked a lot like this dude, like this illustration.
Yeah.
And the only thing he said to students is like, if you were sitting on a table, he would just go like, tables are for glasses, not for asses. Really, really loud. And you could get him to like, that was like the only thing he said.
Okay.
It was amazing. Like just coming in, you just hear this guy scream that like 5 times a day.
Yeah.
Like in high school. Like it was very, very weird. But he had a good point. And,
did. Oh, it's that cavalier attitude that makes kids sit on tables, and hip teachers turn the chair around and turn their hat around and say,
yeah,
we've had a lot of fun here today.
You go through a lot of phases. Like when you're very young, everything is a toilet. And then you get a little bit older, and then everything's a chair.
Right.
And then eventually, when you get to be an adult, everything's a fucking nightmare.
Brought to you by our backers at patreon.com/duckfeed.tv.